Uh, all right, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Like to say, just be thankful, be grateful. Um, in the background, I have Hezekiah Walker playing, and it's the song is "I Need You to Survive." I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. We are all part of the universal oneness. We are all part of the universal love, the primordial, the divine mother, and we are so grateful and so thankful just to have this opportunity to come to you and and talk to you about just being grateful and thankful for every single thing that you have. And we want you to realize that you are important, that you are a part of the body, and no matter what, like you're loved. And we were talking about this last night, the fact that you are divine, and the divine in me sees the divine in you, and we got to change the paradigm. Everything has to be based upon love and based upon peace and based upon understanding, because we're going into a new time. We're going into a new time. The time that we're going into right now, it's like we're in revelatory time. We're in new times. We're in new space. We're not going back. We're going forward, because that's the only way we can go. The primordial mother. Let me talk to you a little bit about the primordial mother, and what the things that that we should talk about. Somebody else, hi. Somebody said hi. Anyway, um, so we've been discussing all of this stuff lately, because of the fact that we are going through the change of the age. The ages are changing according to astrology, and according to the way that the planets are lined up and the way that everything is going. So we're looking at all of this, and um, what uh, Oh, originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I stay in Arizona now. But the whole thing is that we're going through this transition of the age, and so I know everybody thinks like everything is weird or whatever or going on out there, but it's not really weird. It's just the things that are supposed to be happening. So all of the things that we are thinking like right now are like really strange or really weird or anything like that. Actually, they're not, because what's going on is that the sidereal, once again, the sidereal movements of the planets, they're moving, and because they're moving tomorrow, actually seven of the planets will line up in order together. This is just going on tomorrow, but this stuff is going to be happening for probably like the next 20, almost it's almost like it's going to be almost a 20-year transition. But here's the thing, because it is affecting us all, and this is not just it's a physical change. It's not just a spiritual change, but this is also a spiritual change. The earth is literally changing. So the earth is literally changing, and it's forming a new. There's actually a new earth that's forming, and so that's what's going on. And then, of course, all of us who are human beings, because we are made up of the same elements that the earth is made up of, we are also going to change, because what we're made up of stardust. We're stardust and water. uh, and so yeah, so when we look at these things, right, we have to understand that we're all stardust and water, and we're basically hydrogen, oxygen, those four elements or whatever. That's what we are. And so as these things are changing, everything is changing, and we're changing too. And then people are starting to get fearful, and that's because the people that are not really spiritually grounded, they're going to get fearful, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on, and this is the manifest. It is the manifest destiny of the people that believe in certain books, and the way that certain books will play out, because they are what they are. They're I guess, for lack of a better word, they're complicit with everything that's in that book. And so what we've been trying to teach everybody is like, look, you got to be able to decipher whatever book it is that you have, and whatever book that you are going through or whatever. You have to be able to spiritually discern what is happening in the pages of those books, and the things that you say and the things that you do have got to line up. If what you're saying, and that's what's going on, there is a thing, where you have to do. Oh, your grandma. So yeah, so you have to be able to line up all of this stuff and say, okay, what's good and what's not good, what's good for me and what's not good for me. And what we try to make sure that we do in our situation is we try to make sure that we keep our definitely our 42 negative confessions and our 42 principles of the goddess, of our goddess Mayat. All right. So in our spiritual system, that's how we do. Okay. And so once again, like I've been trying to tell everybody, like look, you gotta understand that our spiritual system is not the same as everybody else's spiritual system. But everybody else took their spiritual systems basically from us and from Tibet. So you have the Tibetan system, which is a spiritual system, and then inside of those systems you have what? You have mystery systems. So, and inside, the same thing is true for inside of the Kemetic spiritual system. inside of that system, then you have mystery systems, and you also have degrees, or for lack of a better way, a word, you have degrees within those systems. And so what you want to do, or levels to those systems. And as you go through the various levels, and most of it is what? It's based upon your chakra energy. Because what are we doing? We are trying to start off root chakra, where we're starting off root chakra, and what we're doing is that after um, it is it wrong that I drink the wine? Yes, that is wrong. Don't do that. That's not. I don't. I would suggest no, because there's a lot of stuff in there. But anyway, um, the bottom line to all of this is that once you get into the system, then the system will repair the things that are, and that's the difference. Our system is a system that is designed to repair you, self-care, self-knowledge, self-awareness, self-reflection, inside, being able to go inside of yourself and be able to pick up on different things, simply because of the fact that you need a lot of different things in order to sustain your life. And the chakra energy, everybody starts off, but everybody, what they're trying to do is they're trying to level up. So when they talk about leveling up, because what's your final chakra? Your final chakra is your crown chakra. And where is your crown chakra? It's outside of your body. It's not in your body. And that's where everybody is going anyway. You are a spirit. You are a spirit on a human journey. You are a spirit inside of this body. And the only thing that tethers you to this body and the force of life is your blood and your breath. So that's why we do breath work, and that's why many religions, they don't allow you to do anything, like they won't allow you to have blood transfusion and stuff like that. I don't necessarily believe in that. But what I'm saying is your blood and your breath, that's the only thing that's keeping you on the planet. And everything else is secondary. Proof, go to the hospital right now. The first thing they're going to check is to make sure that you're that you're breathing and that you're not bleeding. Those are two things they're going to check first, and then after they do that, they're going to do everything else. Then they're going to start messing with, see if your cognition is there, your consciousness. What is your consciousness? And then that's the next thing. Is like, are you conscious? Are you unconscious? And then if you are unconscious, where are you and what's happening to your body? All right. And so everything is based on consciousness. That's what everything is based on. Everything is based on whether or not you are conscious, or whether or not you are not conscious. And then when you go next, the next step is in your spirituality. What? You exist. And then not only do you exist, but you are fully spirit. And not only are you fully spirit, but you are also fully human. And when those two things meet up, that's your existence. That's your soul. That's your spirit. That's everything that you need. But what everybody is trying to do to you in the world system is to suppress all of that down, and to bring all of that down. And so what everybody is doing, they're trying to bring you to your kundalini, or your lower chakra energy, because it's easy to control you. If you're in your lower chakra energy, it is very easy to control whoever, right? You can control it. And if I control your God, if I can be God over you. In fact, there was a poem that I learned when I was in college, and it was funny because in the last line of the poem, it's a love poem, and the last line of the poem is, "I'll be God. I'll be God when it comes to you." So I always remembered that, and because I thought because at that time I didn't have a lot of spiritual knowledge, but I thought that was odd. And then that's the other thing. And then realizing that you are divine, realizing your divinity, the fact that you literally are divine, and that you literally are great and wonderful and all of this stuff that they say, you are all of that. But the thing about it is that you have been deceived into believing that it doesn't, that those things don't exist. And so that's one of the things. So that's why we're doing, you know, we're saying whatever we can do and doing what we can do and all of that stuff. Why? Because we realize that all of these things are all connected, and also all of the spiritual systems. The King James Bible um, is a hodgepodge book of all of those different spiritual systems, and they took from all the different people that were in those spiritual systems, and they changed the names to protect the innocent, so to speak. I guess to protect. I don't know who they were trying to protect, but I do know that they changed a lot of that because of the fact that they wanted to control you. And then they changed the names of the deities, and they changed the name of the quote unquote gods or whatever. But if you realize and you look, the first thing that you have to do is you have to realize that that book is an astrology book. That it's not what you think it is. It's an astrophysics book. It's based upon the planets, the stars, and all of that, and it's based on the fact they believe that you are a star. That's why back in the day, you know, I'm an older guy, but back in the day, you had like everybody is a star, and you're a shining star, and all of those records and stuff like that. They were out, but they were true. What they were telling you, they were trying to get you to understand your divinity and the fact that you are a divine being, and that we're all a part of the body. So when we said that, and what the other thing is, the Christ or the Christ consciousness, it's not a person, it's not a human, is and if it is a human, it's you. And that's what I want everybody to realize, that when you have the consciousness of Christ is you. That's Christ consciousness. And all it's saying is, and even scriptures that tell you like greater works that you can do. How if you don't understand the spiritual system and all of that, you can't do greater works because you don't understand how it works. And once again, if in my opinion, this is just my opinion after studying for years and years and years, but my opinion is that person is what? That person is you. So you are God. You are the devil. You are all of that. That's how come people get in arguments, they get in theological arguments about what the book says. And the book is dead. That's why I tell people all the time, and they get mad at me. I say, why you keep reading dead books? Why are you reading dead books and patterning your life after dead books? You don't have to do that. And that's why they changed the names of those books. They changed the names of the books to Tibetan Book of the Dead, Egyptian Book of the Dead. But they changed them so you would be afraid to read them. And then they told you that everything that was contained in them that was metaphysical was false and true and unreal. That's what they tried to tell you. And that's what everybody believed. Because what? Because it's in effect right now. You can look and see all of this stuff that's in there. What do people do? Even though people say they're not this or they're not that or they're not this or they're not that, but they're so indoctrinated. And we're talking about hundreds of years of indoctrination and persecution on top of different religions. So and women are still being persecuted horribly. So when you look at what all these religions did, that's all they did. But religion and spirituality, and that's the thing we try to get everybody to understand. Religion and spirituality are not the same thing. They're just not. And you can have, and here's the thing, everybody, and I said this yesterday, everybody is born with a spirit, but everybody is not born with a religion. And most of the time, the religion that you practice or the religion that you're born into is usually based upon your culture or your geography. So depending on where you were born and depending on who you were born to and depending on all of that stuff, 9 times out of 10, that's going to depend on what your religion is. Serious. So we need to understand that. And the reason why I have this song playing is because I want everybody to start applying what you know. We have a lot of information, we have a lot of knowledge, and we need to stop going with the falsehoods and all of that. And it's not to put anybody down either. Like, it's not to say anything bad about anybody that practices a certain religion, but think about this. Inside of Christianity alone, there are 48,000 different denominations of Christianity. So everybody is not agreeing on what it is. And if you put 100 people of any religion, and this is not to talk about any particular one, but if you put all of those people in one room, if you put 100 people of any religion in a room, there will be 100 new religions in that room. Why? Because everybody is not going to practice a religion exactly the same way. Everybody does not believe 100% the same way, and they won't. But what they have you doing, they have you indoctrinated in there so that they can control you. Once again, if I can control your God, I can control you. Easy. Not even a problem. So anyway, so those are the things. But start applying what you know, and then the other thing is pamper yourself, self-care, self-awareness, and then go inside. That's the other thing, and then go inside. Stop trying to find your purpose and your passion and your everything, your abundance, and whatever it is that you're looking for, right? Whatever it is that you want and you desire, if you're trying to look for that outside here, you'll never find it. Never. And you never should. My grandmother used to say never, but guess what? If you're out here, well, put it this way, you might run into it by mistake, but you are not going to be on a path that is going to be successful for you if you don't go inside. And when we say go inside, we're talking about put in spiritual work. Put in spiritual work. Put in the spiritual work. And once you put in that spiritual work, you'll find out that everything in the natural will start opening up for you. Everything in the natural will start opening up for you. And it'll change your outlook, your spiritual outlook, and it will heal you from your pain. Just because if you look, and I don't like to do it as a ritual because I don't want it to be ritualistic, but if you do those negative confessions, I have not. I have not. I have not, and those are the negative, I have not. And if you can create all the negative confessions you want, that will go ahead, and those things will take you, and they will transform you. Because and once again, I give the example of 12-step programs. Like 12-step programs don't work. Why don't they work? Because you make a confession every time you go to a meeting that you are something that you're not trying to be. Just like you can talk things into existence, you can talk things out of existence. That's what the negative confessions are. And that's what the affirmations are. It's like describing who you are. I am, like, and those are the most two, in the English language, those are the two most important words. I am, because they dictate your existence. They dictate, they describe your existence to the universe. And when you say I am, you empower yourself. So that's why that's in the Bible. I am that I am. It's like, what does that mean? And then everything that you say, if you say I am good, I am, righteous, I am loving. I am caring. I am joyful. I am, full of life. I am. Say the things that you want and the things that you are, and then eventually they will manifest. Like that's the big thing. Everybody, well, I'm manifesting and I'm doing this. I'm manifesting this and I'm manifesting that. And everybody is manifesting or saying they're manifesting, but they don't understand the reality of manifestation. The reality of manifestation is that you are the sum total of your thoughts, suggestions, and ideas. You're the sum total of what you think, of what your consciousness is. You're not the sum total of what's out here in the world or what they tell you is out here in the world. What you are is a divine being, and inside of that divine being is you. That divine being is you. You are divine. And until you start believing that, it's like because what do they want you to do? Their consciousness, the consciousness that they want you to have is the consciousness of sin. They want you to be sin conscious. That's all they want. All right. I'm almost done. What I wanted to tell you though is we're on the campaign right now. We got 5 on it. I got the everything in the comment sections or whatever, and please donate. What we're trying to do, several journalists were fired, black journalists were fired, and so what we're trying to do is we have a television platform, Capri TV, and we would like to extend that platform to those journalists, and actually the platform is already there. It's been there since 2021. So we're asking everybody to give $5. Whether you know me, don't know me, hate me, love me, can't stand me, just give me $5 so we can put this thing together and we can make this network, and we don't have to worry about people firing us no more. All right, do for self. All right. The other thing is, and when you're out there and stuff, be kind to each other, be gentle to each other, speak to each other, do business with one another. We are not going to change the paradigm if we don't love one another. We have to. The only love there is the love that we create, that we make, that we manifest. You are a manifester, a generator, an operator, and unfortunately a destroyer. So everything that goes on, you manifest it. And if we don't decide to manifest stuff, it won't manifest. Because your oppressor is not going to help you manifest anything. That's the fallacy of everything that actually is going on. But anyway, I love you and love each other. Be in joy, and not only be in joy, but enjoy your day. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. I love you.